Donald Trump didn't golf this weekend. He decided to stay in our nation's capital. But of course, he's not at the White House. He's not working. He, today on Sunday, was at the IndyCar Freedom 250 Grand Prix, gracing us with his presence because, remember, Colin Kaepernick takes a knee, and we just don't want politics involved in our sports. We're tired of LeBron James talking about politics and social issues. I just want to watch the sports. But when it's Donald Trump, he's hosting the UFC fight. He's waving the green flag today to start the race at this IndyCar ordeal. He was driving the beast. The presidential motorcade was driving Donald Trump around the tracks while everybody cheered. But something about get politics out of sports. And this was a very interesting day because, Donald Trump looked like an idiot. Looked like a buffoon running around making it all about him. But Natalie Harp was around Donald Trump, and it appeared that him and Melania got into a pretty big fight. So let's walk through this in chronological order. I want to know your thoughts. Before we start, right now, it's Sunday at 11:58 p.m. I make these videos because I care about our country so much. I remember watching Donald Trump come down a stupid gold escalator when I was 14, and I started paying more attention, doing some research. I was like, this guy lies a lot. And in high school, I was known as the raging liberal because I was in a pretty red area, and I would always argue with my friends and family. I've cared about this for so long. I'm so lucky and grateful to be able to do this now as my full-time thing, which is make videos about politics and work in and around politics. I'm so incredibly grateful. And if you appreciate the work that I do, it would mean a lot if you go down below. Hit like, hit subscribe, and share the video out. You can watch these videos anytime if you're on YouTube. Let's go in chronological order here. We're going to start here. That to the right, I believe, is Howard Lutnick. And it looks like the three of them are in some weird argument. Or at least Donald Trump and Howard Lutnick are. By the way, Howard Lutnick was on Epstein's Island and lied about it. What a surprise! Everyone in this administration is, has some correlation to Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump was Jeffrey Epstein's best friend. That doesn't relate to this. I just always like mentioning it when I see Howard Lutnick. Let's take a look at this video. Uno. So we're still waiting. I've been scrolling Twitter. There's got to be some rip lip readers out there. Obviously these videos are pretty low quality because all the camera are on the actual event itself. And so, these are some cameras zooming in on where the president and Trump are sitting. But it appears based on the body language, especially Howard Lutnick, is very, at least if he's not fighting or arguing, he's impassionate about something, and Melania just looks pissed, like she is not moving a muscle. She does not look happy. So we go to the next clip here. Now they're alone. She's got her arms crossed. You gotta let me know what you think of this. And of course, this is all happening while, this Natalie Harp audio kind of really blows up into the mainstream media, and so many people are talking about it. They bring Melania and Trump into the White House. Shows her face for the first time in over a month the other day. Clearly in an attempt to kind of PR their way out of this. Oh hey, look, Melania and Trump is here. Donald Trump loves her. Please, hurry, bring her. Make it look like this is a happy family. Or Melania chose to come. She hates Donald Trump. But maybe she hates Natalie Harp more. But that only lasted one day. Melania is here. But Natalie Harp was all over the president today. She's about to come into the scene after Melania leaves. So maybe they're just having a conversation and things are okay. Maybe they're not fighting there. But from my perspective, this clip, they are absolutely fighting. Melania and Trump looks pissed in this. The conversation goes on and on and on. Then it's starting to wrap up and we get this. I mean, she does not look happy. My goodness. And I think right here again, it'd be easier to tell from this angle. Lip reading. I think she says, I know. And then they're kind of talking over each other at one point. And here it looks almost like for a second she raises her hand. She's like, I know. Or something like that. Someone that's pointing out here on Twitter. This conversation between President Trump and Melania Trump actually seemed to start out somewhat positive a few minutes before this clip starts. But as you can see, it didn't end that way. So the Melanian gets up and who swoops in right when Melanian stands up? That's right! There's your chronological order. You started with him and Howard Luck. Melania and Trump, they're having a conversation, and they're clearly upset at each other. She's like, I'm out. I'm leaving. And Natalie Harp immediately swoops in, starts talking to Donald J. Trump. They cannot get away from this story. It is so clear the more we learn that Natalie Harp is just obsessed with the president. She is a national security risk, and this guy is an effing disgrace. I'll play this for a moment. This is Donald Trump. You may have seen this clip. Him trying to figure out how to wave the green flag. They're telling him how to do it, and then he ends up waving the green flag, and he looks like a complete idiot. This person's saying, look at my president, dog. He's, quote, a geriatric Makio-ish pedophile. I chuckled at that tweet. I won't lie. And of course he had to wear before it all started to drive around. Make it all about him. Use your tax dollars to do this. We all just want affordable healthcare and don't want to pay $4.704 gas, which is what I paid this week for gas. As prices explode, the war on is happening. We're alienating ourselves from our allies around the world. Donald Trump is just making the Capitol his playground. And not just making the Capitol his playground. He's also showing off his unbelievable wealth that he has accumulated, threeshing his net worth. At least 2 or 3ing his net worth during his presidency, going from worth, $2.2 billion to over $6 billion. This is his Qatari jet that he was gifted. Just gifted. Because that's what happens. Folks, people hand out massive gifts, giant jets, and expect nothing in return. It couldn't be corruption. They're just doing it for free. They're doing it because they love Trump. Right. Gavin Newsom here. Sir, we just like lower gas prices and an end to the endless wars. In response to the video I just showed you, Trump's Qatari... One does a flyover at the conclusion of Trump's lap around the IndyCar track. Here's another angle of the presidential motorcade. The beast doing a full lap around this little track that they built in Washington, D.C. There's Trump and Donald Trump. Again, got to get the PR out. Got to get the PR ready. But that didn't go well because, again, Natalie Harp was seen talking to Eric Trump. She was all around. Then him and Melania and thaw. Then Natalie Harp swoops in. Great. Fantastic. Country is being run by just such fantastic people, right? I'm so sick and tired of it. And of course, Fox News. The propaganda machine used the day to push out all the garbage and nonsense. As we watch the president use the Capitol to be his playground and prices rise, the Iran war wages. We're going to economic war with our neighbors, with our closest allies. Take
a listen.
That you're thinking about with respect to a tool in this sort of trade war back and forth.
We're great trading partners, right? But Canada gets the benefit of trading with the U.S. way more than the U.S. gets the benefit of trading with Canada. It's a country that doesn't have a military. It has a country that has a single-payer healthcare system that's failing. They have record-high euthanasia rates, and so to think that they're going to go to war with Donald Trump and actually win that war with the U.S., I think it's foolish on their part. And the fact that we provide their security for them, and they take advantage of us. I think President Trump was the first one to go, you know what, that's not the kind of relationship that friends should have.
My goodness. It is so depressing that I'm so unconfident these days about the future that we will all live in as we isolate ourselves further and further, and Canada saying, we're ready to wage this economic war. And I don't blame them. I mean, the United States is not a reliable partner. If I was another country, if I was running another country, which I'm certainly not qualified to do, but if I was, I would not believe with all the information. I have that. The United States can be a reliable trading partner. You had Doug Burgum on to talk about how the citizens of Washington, D.C. love it. If you made it this far in the video, let me know if you're in the Washington, D.C. area. And if you share the same thoughts as Doug Burgum here, do you want to see it back? You want more racing in the nation's capital, right?
Mike Johnson, the speaker, was just here, and he said that you guys might try to do this again next year. Do you have anything to announce?
Well, nothing to announce yet, but let's just say this is the perfect time of year to do it. Congress is on recess from economic development for our capital city. Hotels, restaurants, the people of Washington, D.C., the greater capital region all love this idea. This is a really positive thing. And if you look at the smiles on the faces of the crowd, I haven't met anybody who said, please, everybody I've met is saying, please do this again next year.
Well, this is...
Please do this again next year. I'm sure everybody's ecstatic in DC to do it next year. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments down below. I really appreciate you making it to the end of this video. Truly, it means the world. Make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, share this video out. I hope everyone has a great start to your week. And with all that said, I will see you in the next